Welcome to this first episode of the Spiralpreneur podcast. In this episode, I will share with you what you can expect from listening to this podcast. My name is Yuri Hermes and I will be your host. I'm the founder of Spiralpreneur.com, which provides business consultancy programs for entrepreneurs with scalable ambitions. But this podcast is not about me or my business. It's about getting inspired by highly functional people, which I will be interviewing. So what do I mean by functional? You probably know some people who seem to live a life in freedom, in flow, and experience a lot of fulfillment. Those who are living their passion and who are utilizing their talents, who are also fully surrendering to their purpose. Let's simply call them talented creators for now. My deep curiosity about the success ingredients of those talented creators drove me to start this podcast. I love to get inspired from talented creators, from legendary freestyle rappers, for example, to great chess players and everything in between. People are naturally drawn to beautiful creations, which you can, for example, find in music, in art, sports, the entertainment industry, you name it. Nowadays, through technology, we've got access to the work of talented people all over the world. So it can be tempting to overconsume other people's beautiful creations, from gifted directors and actors on Netflix to highly skilled people on YouTube. But at the end of the day, you've also got to develop your skills, utilize your talents, and to live your passion. Of course, it won't be sustainable to just fully copy-paste the way of living of some kind of role model, someone you highly admire. But it can be sustainable and also very helpful to take the most valuable and resonating pieces which you can integrate in your life and work. And for this, I'm giving you the opportunity to get into the minds of highly talented creators and discover what you can learn from them. I will facilitate this process by making their system for life and work more transparent and accessible for you, so that you will better understand their success formulas. The main theme of the podcast is next generation entrepreneurship, or in other words, sustainable business development. This is also reflected in the name, Spiralpreneur. And Spiralpreneur consists of two words, spiral, which reflects the movement of sustainable development, because it doesn't go linearly with predictable steps, but rather gradually improves with unpredictable jumps. And preneur of Spiralpreneur is actually derived from the Latin word prendes, which means understanding. So the definition of a Spiralpreneur is one who understands how sustainable change can be realized and also acts upon this knowing. And this podcast will activate and stimulate the Spiralpreneur in yourself, which you can use for both personal as well as business purposes. As you can probably imagine, this main theme did not just fall out of the sky. It's being fueled by a clear and strong vision and mission, because the world which we are living in, as you probably noticed, is dysfunctional in just too many ways. And I firmly believe that the most sustainable way for making the world more functional is by matching people's inner value system to their environment. And with this podcast, I'm really committed to help you better align yourself and your business with the environment. And I do this by providing you with the right tools and new insights from many different areas and people. This will contribute to living your life and running your business with more of the 3 F's: flow, fulfillment, and freedom. Now let's hop on to the practical side. Although the practical stuff regarding this podcast is not set in stone, I will share a few things so you will better know what to expect. First of all, I will release one podcast episode every Monday. The podcast can be both listened to and watched at, since it will also include visuals. And therefore it will be published on a variety of platforms, including YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Every podcast episode will start with a quick introduction, directly followed by questions, and usually ends with rapid-fire questions. It's good to know that those practical matters will be constantly adapted according to your needs and those of your fellow listeners. That's why I'd like to also end this introduction episode with a question. Like, do you have any preferences regarding the practical matters of the podcast? And if that's the case, you can send me a mail to yuri@spiralpreneur.com, spelled as YOURI@spiralpreneur.com. Now, that would be it. I'm really looking forward to having you on board in the next Spiralpreneur episode.